but it can easily be applied to any sort of domestic violence issue. Now, a bit of the background on this piece is it largely deals with the pride and the fear of coming forward about these issues. And these are drawn from experiences to myself, so this is a very, very emotional and raw piece for me. And I feel that if I can come forward and talk about what I've gone through, that it might inspire people who are going through similar, or who know people who are going through similar, to come forward and to speak up, and that it could possibly save a life. And that's that's worth it all. So this is 3 years to yesteryear. Granted, it's been 5 years now since this has happened, but I wrote the piece 3 years afterwards. This is all entirely your fault! Because of your stupid pride, we can no longer see each other. Are you happy? Because I'll tell you something, I'm miserable without you. It has been 3 entire years since, and yet it feels just like yesterday that you cracked my rib. Because when you asked me to spar, I thought, she's just a girl, this shouldn't be too hard. It completely ignoring the black belt you wore around your waist. Yet, it's been near 3 years, and though I know it's not my fault, I cannot help but feel this unrelenting guilt that I'm the one to blame for this divide. That because of me, you are no longer at my side. And yet it seems just like yesterday we were wandering through those old woods. Me, a nervous wreck, because I was trying to muster the courage to tell you how I felt and how I wanted you to be mine, but I was stumbling every time. Though you were never one for the ways of old. The guy asking the girl, that just wouldn't be told. You were just that bold. As you grabbed hold, and together we had ventured into the unknown. How could I forget that moment? It was my first kiss. Our first kiss. It felt so right, and we still had so much to look forward to. After all, we had only just started high school, and with 2 hearts like ours, forever was such an easy mark. Truth be told, though, it has been over 3 years since you made me make that promise. That promise that I forever regret, and every day hence, I wish I had broken. That promise that continues to haunt my every waking dream. That promise that pops up every day in the back of my mind while I try to push the pain aside. That promise I made that remains so vivid, it ought to have been yesterday when I saw that bruise on your face. And you forced me to swear not to utter a single word about the hell that you called home. That promise that covered every hit, every bruise, and every broken bone. Every tear, every year, oh my dear, why did I honor such an unmerciful vow? But a promise is a promise. And pride must not be pushed aside. The curtain must rise, remorse is at my sides, as guilt strides out for final call to take his bow in this tragedy abound. And now I stand alone in the dark with only a thought as to how things could have been, how things should have been. And only guilt and remorse remain to tuck me in. But where is pride, I say? Where has he run off to? Why, he's with you. Because it is, after all, you who caused this fall. To ask for help? What use is that when one can go it alone and keep your pride intact? 3 years. 3 long, miserable, cold, and lonely years. And yet, and still yet, it feels just like yesterday. Just like yesterday, my dear, that you were once here. In the year 2008, when the events then this poem took place, 1,730 children between the ages of 0 and 17 died by way of abuse. Do not help add to this statistic as I have. Promise to break that promise of silence. Abuse never ever just goes away.